will tell you all about what's going to happen on the farm today.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Camille. I'm from Dyson. So, actually, we are introducing two very new technologies to the Philippines today, brought to you by our very own Dyson engineers, who are Filipinos, by the way. But before that, I'd like to trace us all back to the history of Dyson itself. So, we actually started 30 years ago as a family-owned business by Sir James Dyson, who is from the UK. And he invented the first ever bagless vacuum back in 1993. So since then, we have been on a journey of really solving problems that others ignore. And with that mission, it has actually led us to a lot of studies. So it has led us to pet science, dust science, and I think most recently we also have our hair science studies, right? So as impressive as our technologies are, so is the research that we do. And I think the exciting part of this is we are on this ongoing investment of 2.75 billion pounds. So that's a lot. And then in the Philippines, just a few months ago, we actually announced a huge investment as our next step in the Philippines. So we actually announced an 11 billion peso investment into a new research, development, and manufacturing campus in the Philippines. So it's a lot like your Google campus. Imagine that in the Philippines, right? So we're going to have that very soon, next year. And I think a huge part of that really is hiring the best talent. So why are we in the Philippines? Why is Dyson here, right? Among all other locations. So for Dyson, we really just go where the engineering talent is. So in fact, as part of that investment journey, we are looking to hire around 400 more engineers in the Philippines. And I'm proud to say that whatever you see here in the store are co-developed in the Philippines. So among our 14,000 engineers globally, 6,000 are engineers. Right, so that's a lot. And in the Philippines alone, we do have over 500 engineers. And I think enough about me, but I'm gonna hand you over to Nino, who is one of our software engineers based here in the Philippines, and he's gonna introduce to you our latest invention and purification. So, hi Nino.
Thanks, Alex. Alright, so good afternoon everyone. So I'm Nino. I'm the senior product owner for the software development team here in the Philippines. So we are responsible for developing the embedded software in our air purification technologies. Including the predecessor machines of Dyson. So Dyson has long studied air quality. So we have been collecting and analyzing data from our connected products, and also developing technologies based on our test results from our laboratories. So we really understand that air quality is a very crucial part and a very crucial aspect of work and home environment. And also, since we are very much interested in air quality, we have supported the academic research of analyzing the global air quality index through our air quality sensing backpacks. So, we also understand that air purifiers can be built differently. Large format purifiers out there have already been introduced, but they are very much rebuilt with three main problems, and those problems are significant. So we have the weak airflow, we have the poor pollutant capture, and then finally, those machines just generate excessive noise, and that's bad. Which is why we have engineered the Dyson Purifier Big+Quiet Formaldehyde. So this guy is our first ever large format purifier fan. It is capable of delivering clean air on large rooms and open spaces of about 100 square meters. And it also projects air up to 10 meters across the room. While that is true, it also packs a new air filtration technology that our company developed. So this is our first ever purifier that can project very powerful airflow of about 87 meters of clean air per second. So So that's huge. And also, while maintaining the excellent acoustic performance of about 56 decibels. Okay? So, how did we manage to do that? So, our engineers are truly problem solvers, right? So, true to the Dyson fashion, we never stop. So, we have been successful with the previous TP04, TP09, and those purifier fans employ the air multiplier technology. So this is good. This is good really in small rooms. But we're talking about big rooms like this one. And the air multiplier technology won't work. So we had to go back to the drawing board and to make sure that we're going to be solving those three problems. So the first one is definitely peak airflow. So if we're talking about large spaces, we need to be able to generate huge amount of clean airflow and then project it in angles that the user desires. So we took a step back and looked at one of the most interesting phenomenon, which is the Kawanda effect. I think most of you have heard that the Kawanda effect is an airflow phenomenon that would allow, if you project the air at the right speed and at the right angle, it will just glide through the surface and then inject more air. So you can create more powerful airflow. That has been harnessed very, very effectively by the Dyson era multi-style. So as you can see, it has a cylindrical barrels that when you project airflow, it would just guide the air to its cylindrical barrels with a spinning vortex of air, thus encouraging air to current automatically. So we just built it on a larger scale on the Dyson Purifier Big+Quiet Formaldehyde. So we harnessed the Kawanda effect and then developed our very own aerodynamics. So that's the newest airflow technology that we have developed. So how does it work really? So we have two powerful streams of air that fits in this curved surface. So the Kawanda effect actually allows us to pull in more air, thereby projecting it to a further distance than what the predecessors can do. So we solved it that way. And apart from that, we were able to introduce three new projection angles to allow the user to project the airflow however they want. So it can be a 0 degrees from the horizontal, 25 degrees from the horizontal, or to diffuse. We can actually try out the 0 degrees if you can come over. So I'm gonna select 0 degrees. Let's go That's the 0 degrees, meaning air is projected 0 degrees from the horizontal. And also if the user chooses the 25 degrees, it's 25 degrees in airflow. Okay. And we can also select 50 degrees, which is diffuse. Try that. That's further down the room. Up in the room. So as you would imagine, if you're projecting clean air, so air will just, it's going to be a good airflow where clean air is projecting upwards, and then dirty air would be pushed back to the machine in order to be filled. Okay, so we have that here. Also, very interestingly, while we were solving that problem, we also developed the natural breeze. So our engineers have been working very passionately in order to develop a new airflow technology. And they wanted to mimic the natural breeze that we experience outside. So, to solve thermal comfort, as we say. So they developed, based on the 40 million data points that they got, they developed a new algorithm that would simulate that. So imagine you can simulate natural breeze through your Dyson Purifier Big+Quiet Formaldehyde. So there's a natural breeze developed from the software algorithm. It mimics the wind. So it randomly generates airflow at varying angles, at varying strengths. Okay. Alright, so we've solved the weak air flow. So next one is the poor pollutant capture. So we wanted to validate our claim that we are definitely injecting air flow as we say. So we have this ADR test, which is since the 80s, that test has been employed to validate the effectiveness of these purifiers. We upped it up a notch because we're Dyson engineers. So that is why we developed our polar test, which is hundreds a test of the ability of the purifier in 100 square meter space with not one but 36 sensors spread throughout the room to make sure that we are measuring the capability in every nook and cranny of it. And we have passed that. That test has been validated. So, for pollutant, weak air flow, for pollutant capture, we're going to be going to the filters. So, as you can see here, the predecessor is pretty small. It's very effective, but it's pretty small. Here in the Dyson Purifier Big+Quiet Formaldehyde, we have these two filters. Actually, we have three. We have two filters that are removable, while the third one sits inside the machine. I'll tell about it for later. So we have the first two. The first one is the H13 filter, so capable of trapping and capturing PM2.5 and PM10 materials. This one. And then we have, this is actually 3.8 times bigger, both of them, compared to the predecessors. This one has a 5-year filter lifetime in an average usage of 12 hours. So imagine how efficient that is. So this actually, the new filter technology we have developed, it is made of a borosilicate particulate matter, which spans over 21 meters that we have pleated 450 nanometers. So that's how new the filter technology is. And we are H13 grade, which means we are trapping and destroying about 99.95%. Okay. So this one is the activated carbon. This is a 2-year lifetime. It traps all the odors in the gases that we have. So imagine if you could just put the purifier fan in the corner, it would just do its work. Okay? And then the other one sits inside. I won't be able to demonstrate it later if we can. But that is called the SCO filter. That's the selective catalytic oxidation filter. It traps the formaldehyde and then breaks it down to a molecular level. So imagine the science behind it. So we're injecting chemicals, harmful chemicals, and then carcinogens even. Then we're distributing it back as a clean air. So that's how it works. Okay? And then afterwards, so we have the poor pollutant capture software already, weak airflow for pollutant capture, excessive noise. So in the excessive noise, we needed to go back again on the drawing table because we can project airflow, capture and deliver clean air, and have huge amount of be effective in the filtration system, but we can't release it with excessive noise. That won't sell. So even I wouldn't buy it, So that's why we have developed several iterations of this machine, wherein we developed a new motor bucket and airflow management system. So we employed the broadband emerald silencer and the labyrinth seal to make sure that we are not distributing the vibrations all throughout the machine. Okay? So that makes it Dyson's quietest and most powerful purifier fan ever. Okay? So now, lastly, actually, we have the suite of sensors here. We have the particulate sensor, which captures PM2.5 and PM10 particulate matter. We also have the RHT sensor, which measures the relative humidity and the temperature of the room. And finally, we have the formaldehyde sensor, which is not your usual formaldehyde sensor because this sensor is solid state, meaning you wouldn't have to replace it, not like your usual gel-based formaldehyde sensor. So in the combination of all those solve all the 3 problems that I mentioned earlier: weak airflow, poor pollutant capture, and excessive noise. And also, you can actually use the My Dyson app to control this machine. We have connected it, and the user can actually put it into auto mode. What's auto mode? You can let the machine do its thing. Just press auto mode. If it senses something bad in the air, it will try to trap it and then purify it and then it works. Right? So everything can be done through the My Dyson app. Schedule events for the machine. Even use Siri to connect to it. Yeah. So yeah, there you have it. This is the Dyson Purifier Big+Quiet Formaldehyde. This is our latest Dyson air purification technology. So to take you through the next generation Dyson technology, the Purifier realm, I'll hand you over to Josh. Over to you, Josh.
Thanks, Dino.
Hi again, everyone. My name is Josh. I am a software engineer for Dyson Philippines. And with me today, we have Richard Catalan, who is the Dyson expert, which will be helping me demonstrate a new product that we'd like to announce today. So, first off, I have two questions for you guys. This is from our annual global dust study conducted last year. The first question is, which of you mostly have hard floors at home? It seems the majority of you. Did you know that 73% of the people in the Philippines have reported having hard floors at home? Okay. Number two, what tools do you use to clean your home? You guys did that thing? Everybody have a vacuum, but majority of people in the Philippines still use a broom and a mop. And I want you to stick to that word, mop. That's very important to our country. And I'd like to introduce someone very special. So that is the Dyson P12S Detect Slim Submarine. So this machine has been engineered to be compact. It features a 3.5-liter bin capacity, 140 air watts of suction power, and weighs just 3.1 kilograms. Now, this is the type of product, I know it's quite intriguing, and this is the product that should be able to speak for itself, so we will skip it to the demo. I'd like to pull everybody here to the side. Now, I'd like you to imagine this as your kitchen. Now, with our kitchens, we all know that they're quite prone to food particles falling all over the floor. Now, Richard here will be setting up 2 lines. This tool is quite familiar to all of us, the old example. The mop, traditional mop. Okay. Now Richard will try cleaning this line with a traditional mop.